Welcome everybody, I am J. Hart Ellis and we have a special stream today. I'm going to be touring Art is in the Eye housing contest entries from the Divine Design Alliance Guild. So we had 14 entries in DDA that just fit the theme for ESO housing of Art is in the Eye. So this will be maybe open to interpretation. Maybe we'll like some of these, maybe we won't like some of these, but we are starting here in Galileo's Kragenhome, and here's kind of like what the contest was about, which was, as the guild leader of DDA says, okay, as Picasso said when staring at a Van Gogh, what the? So the theme here was to make something artsy. It doesn't have to be original, but it could be, or you could recreate something. It could be a dream of a dream, a house with dreams. So that's kind of what this is going to be about. It's going to be artsy. I'm super excited about this because lots of times people are very by the letter when it comes to housing in ESO. Maybe going a bit literal. I'm maybe excited for some things that might be a bit more abstract, just kind of artistic, because you can do a lot with the housing editor, and I love to see people's creativity. So we have Galileo's Kragenhome here. We had toured this before on a Kragenhome craze, but Galileo has made a bunch of adjustments, so I want to see this. So you see this, and it's like, oh, it's like, this feels like some sort of a gallery display, right? It's like very deconstructed. Oh, but there's an eye over here. Let's go look at this. Everything's all fiery. Makes you wonder. Oh, there are visual effects. X marks the spot for your selfie, not summon up a friend and let the rampage begin. Wait, there's like a little X right here. Okay, so what can we see? Oh, we have an artsy scene, a forced perspective type of a scene, using ESO housing with the dragon attack. I love how the dragon is positioned because it swoops in and down around there. So it's a very like three-dimensional type of a thing too. Shadowween says this is so clever. I love it. And then you can see like the moon up in the sky, and all of these lampposts are instead like the spires of buildings. So the city is ablaze. It's a big dragon. It makes this little dragon pet, little imp pet, look like way bigger too. It looks bigger than the city. So this is a really awesome way of doing this, and then just kind of adding little details there. So, art is in the eye. The thing is, everybody has different ways of doing this, so I'm sure that you'll like some of these and maybe you won't like some of them, or you might get some inspiration as to what you can do with your own housing. So we'll continue along. We have 14 homes to tour today, by the way. We have 7 kind of smallish houses, and we have 7 larger houses. We're going to go over to Ladybug's Ravenhurst up next as we continue to tour artsy homes. I maybe have been realizing that I really like more of my artistic side. I like kind of diving into that a little bit. So I'm super excited to see what the artistes from DDA could do. Okay, Ladybug has what appears to be some sort of an art gallery. We do have the paintings here, and then we have these little sequence plaques, which might be telling a little bit about like the artist and maybe the name, maybe the date. So we have a bit of maybe a museum type of a feel or an art gallery. Good way of like doing the lighting with these, with those lamps. It's pretty open, so you can go and explore things at your own pace. More art upstairs. So I think we're going to see a lot of different takes on the theme. Shadowween says, this is mine. It's an art gallery. Okay, good. Thank you. That's Ladybug in the Twitch chat. I like the music box choice too. It kind of makes it a very relaxing type of a feel in this home. Maybe as each note strikes, you kind of maybe get different interpretations of the art that you're looking at. Maybe it wells something up inside of you. Okay, we're gonna go... One thing I really do like is this Eleanor bookcase. Just kind of flipping that around gives this really, really big, broad brown wall for you to have some good color contrast on this. You framed this, didn't you? This is... Is that the frame it normally comes with? I don't recall this being the frame this normally comes with. Maybe it is. You could reframe things if they're all roughly the same size. Maybe it just looks that good against that brown backdrop. Or the patio outside. Okay. Okay, it's just normal. It looks... I guess normally that this brown border just kind of blends in. It looks good. It looks good. It's a good way of displaying that painting. Those paintings are super easy to get on the guild traders too. Okay, I'm gonna go outside. There's gonna be a bit of a patio outside. Dubat says moo. Good to see ya. Oh, so we have like a bit of an outdoor, kind of like statue garden. The evolution of ice sculpture. It's really cleverly displayed here with the different tiers. Kind of appreciate some asymmetry. Okay, and we have... Ooh. It kind of feels very festive going into kind of the cold season. Really good way of doing these trees. They're all lit up. Very bright. Great waterfall. Beautiful use of the lighting. And more music. Music seems to be very important. Crusher with the moo, Dubat with the moo. Thank you, good to see you. Welcome. We are touring artsy homes today. We are touring Ladybugs right now. Definitely a blue theme going on with this, so kind of maybe going into this we have this with the different colors, and it's like, pick a color, we pick blue. So we have the blue spruce, we have the hunt tapestry, the wedding blossoms, the citric orb, all the flowers, very blue. Seems good and seasonal here too. And you can maybe imagine that this could be a different color for a different season. Maybe that's what they do. Maybe they toggled between the 4 seasons here in their art gallery. Maybe. I can imagine. I can imagine that, though. It's very pretty. Okay, thank you so much, Ladybug. I love it. I love it. Though, art is in the eye. I don't have to love these, right? I imagine I'm going to love them, though. Okay, we're going to continue on to Trass's St. Dylan Penthouse. As we continue to tour artsy homes. Okay, we're going. I am using Essential Housing tools. I'm using the Essential Housing Hub to actually port around to these player homes. You can do that too. It's a great feature of Essential Housing tools. Okay, continuing along. Lots to see, lots to see. Lots of decoration inspiration to be had. So you can maybe see what other people do and maybe be inspired. We have, is that supposed to be a painting? I believe it might be a painting. I believe we are looking at, nearly reminds me of Rudolph with the apple nose. It reminds me a bit... Oh, no, I don't remember the name. I am not an art gallery major type of a person. It kind of reminds me a little bit about the man with the top hat with the green apple in front of his face. Just a little bit. Just a... Maybe. That's infamous, right? It could be something like that. Apple moves around him, though. Once again, it's kind of this forced perspective type of a feeling. Dubat says, "This is not a banker." Collector says, "A top hat guy with the apple on his face." What's the title? Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember. It could be that. Come on, go. Be thinking again. Be thinking again. I think it looks best when he's looking down at his notes. So we have a big frame here using those clockwork platings. Good lighting. Oh, come on. Look down at your notes. There we go. There we go. Just a little bit. Just try to line it up just right for a screenshot. Wonder if it would look a little bit different from down below, too. I don't know. I realize it doesn't necessarily even have to be a reference either. It's just something to make you think, right? What do you think about when you think of this? I definitely think of the guy with the top hat with the green apple in front of his face. Rene Magritte painting. Take your word on that one. It's living art, living art. We might see more. I don't know what people will have done with this contest. I think we'll see a lot of different takes on this. Third question wonders if anyone duct tape a banana to a wall. I'll be aware of that. I don't know. That seems so unoriginal at this point. Daniel Luberry says, I love it. I like it. It's simple. It makes you think. It's not too many things going on, so you start to analyze how the few pieces that are in here really are interacting with one another. So art can be simple. Art can be as simple as a banana taped to a wall, I suppose. And we'll continue along. We'll go to Dova Dreams, Golden Griffin Garrett. I'm going to go through these relatively quickly today. Okay, continuing along. These smaller homes should go relatively quickly. And maybe some of these will speak to you. I may hope so. At least one or two of them. Oh, a little bit of a forced staircase here. So this is a little bit different. This is in a very small home, too. This is in the Golden Griffin Garret. Very small place. We have... Oh, I see. We have stairs. I was like, oh, I guess I just had to go up the stairs. And then I see the vase there and the doorways. And I'm feeling a little Escher-esque today. I think I might get all disoriented. Which way is up? Which way is down? Where does everything converge? And this is just a very, very small home, so this will basically be it. I like it. I remember Wubin had a home that was kind of like this. This is doing it very well. As far as kind of making it, say, a rethink about, your perspective on things. Being in a three-dimensional space. I wonder if I can try to get a good screenshot of this. Might be difficult. I kind of want at least 3 different orientations in this, if possible. Might be difficult to do that. That nearly works. I'm getting screenshots as I go through. I'll upload those to spicyeconomics.com. I love it. Really good use of just kind of the simple pot or candelabra that makes you think, that's defying gravity. How dare it? Has a bit of a labyrinth feel. Third question says, relativity, like... Okay, I love it, I love it. Okay. I went to an Escher exhibit. It's like one of the few art exhibits I've ever been to. It was really good. I hadn't realized how many pieces of art he had done. It was a lot, and it's kind of like following his progression and his learning, and kind of like you can see how things get added. Okay, so we'll continue along. We'll go to Mary Jane the High Elf's Mushy Meditation. I'm excited for mushrooms. Maybe there will be mushrooms. kind of playing with artistic normatives and then just kind of taking them to the limit, kind of pulling them apart. Very creative, very creative. Art isn't just about trying to recreate something, it's about getting you to think about it sometimes. Or I can just always go with like the photo-realistic type of art, but I like the creativity and the abstractness. Okay, mushy meditation. So we'll sign in here. It's a guest journal from Essential Housing Tools. Okay, mushy meditation. Okay, so we have an artistic scene. We have dragons. We have dragon horde. We have visual effect cute kitten. Very small place. We have sweet rolls. We have food. We have drinks. We have books. It's kind of, we have treasure. It's like all the good things in life kind of wrapped up here. Even nice flowing, clean water and nature coming in. So it's not too, it's kind of like a good mix of everything going good, but not too unnatural. And yet still a hint here with the Ash Garden, with a little hint of ash and death. Kind of feels like, oh, we're over here again with the bones and the meditation. You come here to meditate, maybe get some inspiration, or maybe this just is a really good encapsulation of what it means to be alive, right? I really love this little mushroom shelf. This is just using mushrooms, flipping it upside down, sticking it in the corner. Is really creative use of the mushroom. Gadget says, is there a big sandbox for the house cat? There is a cat here, so it could be a sandbox for the cat. That could make some sense. This all has a bit of a magical glow to it. There is a coffer. Is the coffer going to be openable? It's not going to be. That's okay. Oop, it's a very pretty place. Has everything that you need. Peace Wibbly says, it's beautiful and peaceful. Whose house is this? This is Mary Jane the High Elf's St. Dylan Penthouse on PCNA. These are all on PCNA for Divine Design Light Scope. Okay, very beautiful. I like the gold pile. It's very much in your face. It's kind of really catches your attention. And maybe you focus on this, and maybe you don't focus so much on little sweet rolls over here. Though those seem to be the more important things. Yeah, this is St. Dylan. You can get St. Dylan really easily. It's from Vivek City. Okay, and we'll continue along. Okay, we'll go to Research Monkey's Artist Commune. I suppose I wonder if this will be how an artist lives. I don't know. I don't know. A lot of these might be interpretive. It's all in your own eye. Whoever is the holder of the bees. Praise bees. Praise bees. They did have those little yellow lights in there. Maybe those were supposed to represent golden bees. Very well might have been. Okay, we'll continue along to Research Monkeys. I'm going to sign this guest journal. I always do that if it's available. Okay, so we have... Research Monkey has an artist commune, so maybe the artists have a little bit of an idealistic way of living here. We have the pigs in the commune. They are making some pottery. I love the use of the pottery wheel. Just kind of stick something on top of that. That works pretty well. And then we have the kiln over here. We're firing up some things. making a clay set nicely. We have a lot of them that have been made already. Lots of little bowls and vases. Pretty simple designs. And then what else do we have going on with the commune? Ooh, we are erecting some statues. We're using a big winch here to... I'm just going to assume that the mechanics on this work just fine. As far as lifting this, moving it, maybe standing it upright. Something or another, something like that. Oh, wait, this is adorable. Canadette says, a very impressive collection of pottery. It is. I see that the commune is full of animals, so we have little animal artists. We have a bunny artist. This is super cute. It's using this little chisel and a hammer. So we are releasing the statue from the marble, from the rock here, and we'll have a lovely statue in no time. That's too adorable. little rabbit artist. I love it. A little cup hat too. I know. Little kami cup hat. I don't know. Let's see how they live inside. Even details like this pulley system is kind of cool. I have to think from a practical perspective as to how you're actually going to move some of these large pieces that you make. Okay, and we have cloth making. Maybe the chicken's making cloth. I wonder if there are going to be more animals inside. I'm going to guess so. We have... Oh no. Maybe a little bit of a content warning. A little bit of a... Oh, they don't seem to get along too well here. A lot of drinking going on within this artist commune. It's, Pig's like, paint me like one of your French girls. Oh no, Pig. He even has the apple there. It's very seductive. Okay, and then we have the... we have the pig model. I love it. And then we have a blank canvas. Can just flip it, painting around to get a blank slate there. And lots of colors. And very busy inside. Little pig model. Obscene. And they called it an artist commune. There's only one bed in here, so I guess everybody piles in the bed. There's lots of clothing up here. And drinking. So it seems like they all live together here, they'll all sleep together here, and they all drink together separately. Okay, early fun artist home. Research Monkey is a wellspring of talent. Okay, we'll continue along to Belay Cerise Exercise Cum Cottage as we continue to explore homes that exemplify art is in the eye. I'll continue along. This will be our last normal-sized home. We're getting through these relatively quickly. And then we'll get to some larger homes. They'll probably take a little bit longer. Tibet says, drawing that picky like a Breton girl. I suppose so. Is Breton their best choice? Maybe a high elf. I don't know. Okay, Belay Cerise is going to have a beautiful naturescape for us. Let's see what this is like. We have the candles. We have all of the plants. Very bright themselves, kind of leading us in. Lots of different paths to go. We have the Indrics. They look cute. Little Indric pets. Very bright here. Kind of love just the simplicity of this scene, but there's definitely a lot going on with it as far as layering different things, especially using these bracket mushrooms, kind of using those as planters. It's very pretty. A lot of color being incorporated there. Okay, it seems like there are multiple paths. Which way to go? And maybe that's the thing. Maybe art is all about different paths that you can go down. Okay, I'm gonna go left to right. So we have a beautiful, beautiful place to sit using these mushrooms. It's kind of like big, comfy, kind of like bean bags nearly. They look really fun. Very low set seating with the mushrooms. Magic mushrooms. That's right, that's right. And very colorful spread here, using the mushroom as a tabletop. Lots of color. Going for a lot of color. We've seen that with the flowers so far. We've seen that with the fruit here. And even the trees. Just looking out, you see little pockets of blues and pinks and golds and lots of color. Okay, more ways to go. I think this is a dead end. We have kind of like little Nixon grotto here. Okay, another path. We can go in. We can go into the home. More mushrooms. Kind of mushrooms everywhere. Good use of lighting. Really natural set. Using a couple of Telvanni furnishings here and there. They're a bit kind of gnarly, all knotted up like that, and kind of gives a sense of the flow of nature. Beautiful blue orb up above. Even adding a bit of a upside down tree here just to add a little bit of color up above. It's very bright there too. Oh, another really fun cozy nook in the tree. This is super clever. I really love this. Making a little reading nook in the tree here. Just adding a couple of pillows. Add the book there. That's fun. And the reading lights. Yeah, we have kind of natural reading lights with the mushrooms and the Telvanni lamps. Okay, and more ways to go. We'll go around the back. We have a unicorn. It's a... It's very magical unicorn. So it has a bit of a fairy tale type of an environment to it. So maybe that's what we're reading with the book there. A couple of little other things that maybe indicate a little bit of reading going on. So kind of getting yourself lost in fantasy. And then here we are. We're here and we're lost in fantasy. Crystal Palace 81 with the follow. Thank you so much. We are touring beautiful artsy homes today. Thank you and welcome. It's supposed to be it's a fake unicorn in ESO, but I'm gonna pretend it's a real unicorn for now. The thing is that you can't always take things literally, or how they're intended. You can always think things as being a bit more magical than they might really be. These are interesting cushions. I'm not actually quite sure what they used for them. It's a bit of a mystery to me. I don't recall long pillows like this. It makes me think that they repurposed something. I can't quite place it. Oh no. I'm usually good on these. Anyway, we have the cushiony mushrooms. And here we are, a little bit of a nice private social place that's up above everything. This is a very, very beautiful place, kind of underneath the shade of the giant mushroom up above. So much color going on here. It's a dark elf pillow? Maybe. I haven't seen it used like that before, kind of using the underside of it. Because it has little tassels that hang down. They were sticking up. Okay, and lovely, lovely place from Ballet Cerie. By the way, voting is going on. If you are in the Divine Design Alliance Guild, you can send your votes into Wubin. So if you are in the Divine Design Alliance Guild, you can get those in before the weekend, and they'll be tallying those up and declaring some winners. Okay, we're going to continue on to larger homes now. We're going to go to Malanka's Moonsugar Meadow, Elsewhere Meadow. Moonsugar, notable home. It'll be a little bit bigger. A lot bigger. There's like a big gap. It's like here's a small house, here's a notable house. It like scales up exponentially. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Fantastical home in that last one. I think that's what you can do with art, is really explore a lot of different things. Okay, so we have an... Oh, wow. What is that off in the distance? It's so bright. I'm going to guess... Oh, there's multiple things to explore here. I was going to say, well, I'm going to guess that that's their build over there, but then I see more over here. Where to go first? I'm going to guess that that's their main build, so I'm going to go off this way first, just to make sure I hit everything. Or maybe this is a big part of it, too. Kind of using a lot of these Elsewhere structural pieces. I think these are most of the ones that came with the home, though I think they added a few, too. So using the big Elsewhere shrines and platforms, adding a little bit of a kind of an ancient ruin type of a look to this place. Okay, I'm going to guess that this... I don't know, this is very artsy and creative itself. Look at a little bit of a screenshot here, too, if possible. That's going to be hard to fit everything in. Okay. And then they seem to have the pathing going over here, so I'm going to guess that this is their main build. Though, that's the thing. Maybe art is whatever you want it to be, so maybe I really think that's very artsy over there. All the rocks have been stolen. This has a... Not that I know my styles very much, but this feels very modern. With all the big flat glass panes there. Very bright. Using the blue, I think that they're using the stained glass from Essential Housing Tools visual effects to get that really bright blue stained glass look. The windows are great. Okay, so we have a very modern home. Using all the marble, makes everything look whitewashed. Is it going to be a practical home? Seems like it's going to be a practical home a bit. So we have a fantastic kitchen area. Pots up above, fresh game and produce, spices, all the things that you need. Very elaborate. It's like the Eichler building. Oh no, I might have to look it up. Is it supposed to be a recreation of something? Now I have to check it out. It might just be kind of that style. Okay, maybe. Just a very, very kind of minimalistic garden area. I love it. It would be a little too sparse without a couple of plants, so there are a couple of kelp piles and water bushes in here. I really like this really minimalistic style. I think the water is a visual effect. I'm going to toggle it off. Yeah, it's just a visual effect, but it looks very naturally set. It looks very crisp and clear. Needs fishies? Could use fishies. I think fish would take away a little bit from the minimalistic sense of this, though. My sense is that fish wouldn't add to this very well, but it could very well add fish to it. It takes away a bit from the cleanness of it, I think, if you add fish. But to each their own, right? Zard Corson says, getting a bit of a Frank Lloyd vibe. And maybe they were inspired, or maybe they drew from multiple sources for inspiration. That's the thing, it's about maybe taking what other people have maybe done and kind of building off of that. Or maybe they just came up with all of this on their own because they're very creative like that. Beautiful planters. Modern Asian. A little bit, a little bit. Has some Zen feel to it. Okay, and we have a bit of a dock area down below. I don't know if I can get back up. I hope it's steep enough. We have a nice dock area down to the water. Very simple. Kanaj says, I like the Frank Lloyd Wright style, but for some reason I'm constantly visualizing myself tripping and cracking my head on every sharp angle. Might not be practical in that sense. Or the lack of like fences and stuff gives it more of a more minimalistic look, but it's not safe. might be a little bit of a problem. Usually going for a bit of a mix of form and function, and sometimes you have to maybe sacrifice a little bit of functionality for the sake of form. I'm just loving exploring this place, though. Like, every scene here is beautiful. Like this table setting with the waterfall behind it. Like, a great placement for... they must have... I don't even know if they did this intentionally, but I don't know if they... Just with the big open windows, you can see the big waterfall back there. Like, if it had been angled differently, like if this were the backdrop, it wouldn't be quite as impressive, but with the waterfall there... Ah, it's a great view to come into. Imagi says this is so nice. Definitely agree. And I'm getting some California vibes from this. Maybe we're in the Central Valley and maybe having lots of wines to taste, or more. Maybe more. Definitely getting California vibes though. The blue glass is essential housing tools, or even just these windows. They've added just a little bit of a window pane using essential housing tools that just kind of gives the illusion of some glass panes there. It also just happens to brighten up the outside a little bit. I think it makes it all look very good. Big wall of wine. Yeah, using these elsewhere wine racks to good effect. Again, not practical. It's like super I don't know, it doesn't look safe, especially in California. Get some insurance on that wine collection. As Janet says, I want to live there. It's probably a good sign. I'm getting a couple of screenshots as I go through because I'm really impressed by all this. And yeah, tigers, fancy tigers. Keeping things very simple. They even went with a very, very basic bed here, which is, I don't know, it's like you could have made a very elaborate canopy bed with the colorful sheets. But again, it's kind of keeping things toned down a little bit. Kind of keeping the lines crisp and going with that really basic bed here, too. I don't know. I love it. I love it. Peace Wibbly says the way they framed the view of the waterfall. Yeah, they did a great job with that. I was talking about that. Knodge says, hard to make the bed when you're drunk all the time. Yeah, at least they have a little bit of a lip here, so you don't just roll off in the middle of the night. Just a little bit, just a little bit. No, I suppose there's supposed to be glass there. Let's see. And we have a bit of a study. Or research area. Have a sit. Camera doesn't like me being here, though. Yeah, so we have a beautiful place to kind of read, catch up on things, or gaze out at the stars. You can gaze up above the arch or below. The piano has been drinking, says this place is gorgeous. It is, it is. Neon Grinsleeve says, whoa, what house is this? This is Moonsugar Meadow from Malanka. They've they've created an entire home. Let me go back and get a wide shot of this again. Maybe from over here. So this was the home. If you can believe, this is what you can do with ESO housing. Looks really nice. And just adding a couple subtle things with the visual effects as far as the windows. It's about the only way that you can get something that crisp looking. Okay, so yeah, that was from Malanka. Really beautiful. It's really impressive. Labathi says, can one jump out those windows and land in the water? Technically, the visual effects don't have collision. That was dangerous lack of railing for someone that loves wine so much. That's the thing. Art can capture that danger, right? Dubat says, modern houses for you. Okay, you will get slaughterfished. That's right, that's right. Okay, let's continue along. We'll go to Marlis, Cold Harbor Surreal Estate, up next as we continue to tour Art is in the Eye homes from the Divine Design Alliance Guild. Beautiful homes so far. Or just some artistic type of pieces. Doesn't necessarily have to be a home. Or maybe that whole thing is just an exhibit. Nobody's allowed to live there. Display only. That's how artsy it is. Okay. Maybe. We have something different. Something different. We have chaos. This is Marlis Cold Harbor Surreal Estate. Okay, we'll try to figure out what this is. We have a bit of a... what at first glance seems like some sort of a hellscape. I don't know. We have bodies flying up. We have crystals. We have what appears to be a piece of earth that's floating up. There's a ramp that goes up to it. Maybe it's like a ship of some sort. Definitely something going on. Oh, wait. I love this. We have... we have Moonsugar Meadow. We just came from a Moonsugar Meadow. Getting really creative with how they are using the furnishings to spell out these letters. Like, just that alone is, like, really, really impressive. So you can kind of imagine something terrible has happened here. Moonsugar Meadow, generally a very peaceful place, very... very open. It seems like maybe parts of Moonsugar Meadow have been, sucked up into Cold Harbor. That might explain why everything is kind of floating. Or maybe everything is now coming back down. Maybe everything's falling back now that they're in Cold Harbor. So maybe stealing little bits of elsewhere. And we'll... oh, some of it didn't survive very well. It seems like none of the people that came in really survived very well. Well, this person... oh no, they're in a sad state, but they're maybe trying to take their loved one to safety. And there's like a lot going on here. There's lots to explore. I think I'll just go explore this place. Okay, so little bits of elsewhere have been sucked into Cold Harbor, it seems. Piano's been ringing, says I love it. Tierna says I missed that when I looked at it. That's why I love watching you tour. Thank you. I try to be thorough if I can. So maybe we have like a portal thing going on here. Some sort of a Cold Harbor ship of some sort. Even has some weaponry on it. Maybe we'll see the effects of some Daedric princes. Their beds. We have an Elder Scroll. Oh, the power of the Elder Scroll maybe being used to teleport the ship about. We have some sort of like a jukebox. I'm getting a jukebox vibe from this, so it could be like a DJ table, or it could be... Maybe it's just the controls for the ship. It feels musical, though. Same with this over here. This could just be controls for the ship. All the converging spools. Okay, so maybe this will give us a bit more of a sense of what's going on. They are aiming all the siege weaponry over at this other mysterious floating island. Maybe this is a bit of elsewhere that got sucked up. And maybe they are prepared just in case anything unfriendly got sucked up with elsewhere. Okay, so these are maybe some of the Daedra that are in charge of the ship here. We have a really creepy lizard Vivek. Colossus orc with the meat dripping down. Right, troll. It has boils. It has all the blood-toothed toadstool pussiness going on with it. So it's very creepy. You can kind of imagine that might indicate a bit about how they look. They're a little weird. Definitely gives a bit of a Cold Harbor feel to it. Oh, they have Volendrung too. Must PvP a lot. They PvP and they art. I'm gonna have to go over to the elsewhere fragment in a bit. And up above here we have... Oh, we have more. We have more Daedra. With the statues. Kind of repurposing these. Kind of mixing statues with the Undaunted trophies. And then maybe adding additional facial details or other kind of interesting traits to these. Like, this statue doesn't have an arm, so they added a factotum arm. Kind of fun elements here. Poor bird. Bird is a little too big for this cage, I think. We have treasures. We have treasures. Being blessed. Blessed with more treasures. Oh, this is really cute. It's using... If you recognize this trophy... The Alambris twins. They make a cute couple. They make a really cute couple here, right? They're always side by side, so positioning those statues in a way... It works. I really love it. I always hear that if couples are together a long time, they start to look a bit like each other. I maybe can see that a bit. Everybody in Twitch chat likes it. I think it's really funny. And again, this is Marless. Cold Harbor Surreal Estate. It's gonna be interactive. Can I open the coffer? Ah, nothing in there. It's okay. Very colorful. Very colorful. We even have a bit of a guest here. Very, bit of a stout guest. basically just a big bag of meat. Or have a older person here with a very full down dress. So all the guests are kind of dressed up. It's really fun. Dana Blueberry says, reminds me of Bosch. It's always interesting to try to figure out what people might have drawn their inspiration from. Okay, and then this is a bit of elsewhere that seems to have been hijacked. It's been taken up into Cold Harbor. Now, one thing I maybe see here is maybe a little bit of like a exposed pipe. So maybe there was a structure here and it was just cut clean off, and maybe the pipe was exposed a bit. We'll go up and see. We see some of the birds. Some of the birds apparently survived the trip. Now we see starbursts. Now we saw the weaponry over here. Oh yeah, so it seems like the bit of elsewhere that was stolen seems to have survived. People were here. Maybe that explains this. I think that the Daedra over there, they teleported this in, and now they're maybe firing at some of the things that are trying to escape. Something like that. There seems to be conflict here. A little bit. No, they have their own sort of system here. Okay, let's go in. How did this fare? All the water will start draining out of it, though. We saw the waterfalls down below. Seems like most of the people didn't make the trip, though. And then it's a nice, serene respite here. Little Guars, they're probably scared. They don't know what's going on. There was a big rumbling, and then suddenly got colder. But they're just going to stay in the warm water here. They don't know any better. Probably won't be long before the Daedra try to come over. So, totally changing this. It's very pretty here, too. So, all of this has been made from nothing. This is all above the flat area of Cold Harbor Real Estate. Okay, I love it. I hope I didn't miss too much. It seems like there's maybe a little bit of an Argonian feel to it, too. Just a little bit. But it said Moon Sugar Meadow, so I would guess it's more elsewhere and Khajiit themed here, because we do have all the presumably Elfique. Can they fend off what is left of their little Moon Sugar Meadow? Hard to tell. It's gonna be difficult to even survive. And here's everything else that maybe got flung off during the teleportation. Total chaos. Okay, so they kind of go from total chaos to a nice safe area. Okay, and we'll continue along. Excellent, from Marlith. Go to Danielder's up next. Matheson Manor. Art is in the eye. I love that side with all the different lettering. So it's because, especially with that, because it was Moon Sugar Meadow, and doing it all in different font kind of makes it look a lot more carefree. So, little did they know something terrible was going to happen. Okay, next up we have Danielder 6's Matheson. Let's sign this guest journal. Artist Retreat. This seems to be some sort of a gallery of sorts. I'm going to guess. It seems like we have different artist displays as we go through here. That's the sense I'm getting, at least. Using that frog collar to make a giant slug. Or snail. It's not a snug. It's not a snug. It's not a slug. It's a snail! Using the kwama egg. It's very colorful. Very colorful. I love it. Let's see what else. What else do we have? Nature. We have... So we have the tree henge lady. Then we have the mushrooms coming down. It really reminds me of, like, flowing hair. Not quite sure if that's what they're going for, but it has a definite magical feel to it. Using a couple of visual effects to add the green sparkles there. So an artist retreat. We're going to see a lot of different little things as we go through here. Using a lot of these painted rocks, kind of meshing them together to make something bigger. Can I go through here? Looks like I can. Let's go around. Kind of getting clever with these Maormer sea serpent statues. Kind of combining them together to create a pseudo fountain. Really creative. With different things that are kind of each spotlighted in their own way. Imagine each of these pieces has some significance. Probably a backstory. How did they end up here in this artist's gallery? It's very colorful. Wait, this is really interesting. You get a little bit of a... I think what they did here is they used some visual effects to make this painting. So I'm going to turn this visual effects off. The visual effects are embedded within the painting there, and then you can kind of mimic that. This is really clever. So you get kind of a little bit of a painting scene here, because something I've seen, like Lavathi over on EU does this, but what Danielder has done has augmented the painting itself too, with the pink and then with the statue. And then you get a good scene there. So you can actually basically paint your own paintings using visual effects. Kind of shrink them down. Do it however you want. Okay, that's really cool. Okay, continuing along. We'll go inside of the home next. Seems like this is it for what's outside. Oh no, I apparently missed an entire thing on the other side. Let me go back to the entrance. Okay, back over this way. We have... we have glass blowing. So all sorts of art going on here, right? So we might be forging something. We might be blowing some glass. Oh no, it's very fragile. Don't touch it. Oh no. Oh no, it popped. Okay, we fixed it. We fixed it. Love those orbs. I have to smash them every time I see them. How about this one? Can we smash this one? Oh! Oh no. Finished glass over here, I suppose. And other vases and little statuettes that we've maybe forged up. Okay, really fun. Oh, and we're in the kiln. I think I walked into the kiln. It's very warm here. So we're firing some ceramics. Some of them very colorful. Lots of different shapes. Okay, and we have a big forge. Okay, fun. And I'm gonna go inside next. I broke their art. Oh, I fixed it though. Okay, and inside, lots of flowers. Again, actually adding visual effects to the frames of the paintings. They are then kind of their own little art pieces. We have a night sky canvas. That's really interesting. So maybe start with the backdrop and then add in what appears to be some sort of a still life, right? So we have the different foods here, maybe the fresh game. Lots of times those still life paintings were about kind of showing off plenty. It's a really interesting use of visual effects. They've really done a lot with the visual effects. We have a big statue here. Lots of visual effects. I didn't even know some of these were assets within the game. Or maybe Cardi added them. Oh, we have like a painting studio even. I don't know. I don't know if you've really captured this very well. That one's a little bit better. It's a little bit. Then again, you don't have to capture things exactly how they are, but I don't know. That's a really fun art studio. So I think these were added using visual effects. There are a couple of things that Cardi has added. Wait. There's some interesting room over this way. Lots of visual effects. So we have like a framing area, department, store, something like that. So we can get our frames, and we can get our dyes, our paints. And we have tint and tone and shade. For the color wheel. Makes me wonder where Danielder got their appreciation for art. Added a lot of it here. Okay, there's going to be things around the other side that don't go up. Danielder says, please do not move items in still life displays. Don't eat the oranges over here. Okay, we do have another still life display then. Painting something elaborate. Different people will have their own style as to how they actually capture this. It's like a section of a DIY shop. A little bit. Yeah, so different places to come and figure out how the lighting works, how the colors work, how the proportions work. So multiple still life displays. A bit of an abstract piece up above the fireplace using visual effects. And we have masks and more painting and pottery. Okay, gonna head... Wait, there's gonna be a room over here. Room over here has... a little face. a little pot with a face. Okay, so we have a pottery area. I can imagine all of this being fresh clay. Ah, the visual effects. Kind of captures that brownness of the clay. Okay, going upstairs, and that will be the last space in this. Matisse Manor from Danielder. Maybe a bit of a bedroom for the artists. Could be that. Okay, so there is a living area here, I think. Seems to be that there's There's a cooking area and bedrooms up above. So they called it an artist retreat. So that would make some sense. So artists can come and live here and put their art on display. So we have a classroom and a figure study. Uh-oh. Figure study. We are figuring out what bodies look like. So we have a Dura Mothra here posing for us. Standing very still. Greek Gemini with the bits. Says, oh no, I didn't do the text to speech. Greek Gemini says, did you know you could watch ads for bits? Because I just found out. Ooh, good deal. Thank you, Greek Gemini. So we're figuring out what figures look like. Different bits and pieces of the body in motion. Clever way of doing this. Figure out skeletal structure, musculature. Everything. Okay, and continuing along to the classroom, artists will be learning. When drawing baby animals, head size in proportion to body is always larger. Let's make the head really big. Oh, the little guar there. Oh wait, we even have a projector here. Oh, this is really cute. Danielder has made a projector using a little visual effect here. It's clever. I don't know, I guess the Bantam Guar doesn't have a huge head. It says, when it let you. Haven't been able to watch ads for a while now. Creek Gemini says, click the diamond, click get bits on the top of the drop-down menu. There's an option to watch ads. Some give you 5, some give you 75 with a limit. Old school projector. I know, it's really cute. Then maybe we're going to be learning how to draw different things too. We have different models here that will maybe be used for our classroom lessons. Okay, alright, fun. And it'll just be like one room left. More of a living area for the retreat. They have books. Oh, just more places for them to come and sleep. Okay, so room for 8 artists or so. Okay, so that was Danielder. Really capturing a lot of
Thank you.
what it is for being an artist, right? Where different inspiration comes from. We'll continue on to New Blue Goose, Demo Mansion, Lucid Delusions, with a 3-month resub. Thank you so much. That will share out some holiday emotes. Thank you so much for your continued support. Hope you're enjoying these artist homes. Not that all of them are explicitly about artists. Some of them are just art themselves. Fun thing I really like about this, kind of like an open theme, is that we've seen lots of different ways of expressing what you think art is about. Or just having some good examples. Okay, New Blue Goose. Stay Moist Mansion. I see that big stargazer telescope. Maybe they're getting some inspiration from the stars. Let's see what this is about. Or maybe this is supposed to be a scene. Maybe a bit. We have the functional side of things, and they're showing off their boat. Or is this the art? I kind of like the way it's arced here. Or we have the crystals and the telescopes, and we're looking out at the stars. Big canvas in the sky. Okay, so maybe we're being inspired. I wonder if that will translate into whatever is inside the home. Or maybe this is it. I don't know. Okay, so I have a beautiful nature scene. Though we do see these decorative sky shards too, with the beams of light. They kind of remind me of the stars outside as well. we have these interesting trails of wedding blossoms, kind of these trails of light. Maybe they are reminiscent of the constellations in the sky? Or maybe they're being etched in here. Maybe this is like lightning. Or maybe it's just the way that these vines grow. There's like a lot of different ways of thinking about this. A bit interpretive. Oh! Thank you, Storm. I missed that one. Let me turn that off. Thank you. I took care of that. Okay, thank you, Storm. So, beautiful, beautiful lights. Nature. We have nature. The beams of light, the crystals in the trees. We had all this soul gems and crystals outside too, kind of studying crystals and the sky. Oh, Akanaj, thank you. Rainbow section. Yeah, there's like all sorts of different colors going on here, aren't there? Oh, so maybe... Oh, I see what maybe is. It's a little bit of... Each section is its own kind of color. So we have a big blue section, for one thing. Nothing in the orb. Oh no, I took away from the blueness of this all. So we have a big blue section. We have... a bit more of a red section. Okay, so it's kind of partitioned off. We have an orange section. Okay, this makes more sense. Just looking at it from an angle, you don't get that sense too well. Thank you. I was just seeing all the colors together instead of separating them out. Really orange section. And a green section. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. And the purple section. The guar peeking through the window. Okay, lots of colors inside. Oh, and so this would be a bit of a prism type of a feel to it, right? So the colors are splintering off. Okay, that's cool. So much color. Okay, and we'll continue along. Thank you so much, New Blue Goo. Just 3 homes left. We're going to go to Glassid's home up next. I believe I had toured this during our last housing hike. But maybe I'll see it from a different perspective this time. Upload pictures on spacyeconomics.com, or you could see the VOD of that up on my YouTube page, YouTube/JHartEllis, if you ever want to subscribe to me for YouTube. Catch a lot of these tours, all sorts of good stuff there. Okay, continuing off to Glassid's Linchel Grand Manor. We'll get a bit of a Venice vibe. Okay, this is fun. Last time I was here, most of these homes I haven't been to before. This one I have been to before. I was mostly curious about, at least with the housing hike, like what sorts of furnishings were they using for the different bits and pieces of this. For this, given the theme, the artistic side of things, I think I just want to take it in as far as recreating a city and a style and a look. And the colors. So how do you create a Venetian vibe? Seems like a lot of it has to do with creative placement of furnishings. Good choices for, say, the music can add to the tone of it. Or just good style choices as far as what materials are you using. So we have an entire Venetian cityscape. I'm getting really creative with how you do the walls here and the doors and really adding a lot of good detail to it. believe this is the barn. Let's see what's in the barn. Go inside and you have a bar area in the barn. And really changing this up, changing the textures on the walls with different furnishings, or just adding a subtle chaise lounge here with some kind of nice relaxing elements to it. Great choices for the carpets with the color. Just everything's very elaborate. Yet toned down a bit and kind of stands the test of time. He says this is remarkable. I know. There's a lot going on here. It's like this is an entire lynchhole. It's like all decorated like Venice. Then we have a bit of a Venetian shop. And how do you really capture that? Well, with a lot of colors, a lot of examples up on the wall. Itself would be an artist. A lot of colors. A really creative use of the furnishings again. You can kind of imagine it being a fairly rich clientele that might come through here. Or might commission things custom-wise. A lot of really narrow streets, kind of squeezing a lot of the city in here. And doors that would continue the city. More buildings and apartments and shops. All very tight-knit. Kind of grown together with time. A little bit of like a... maybe kind of like a church type of a setting here, too. A little bit more open. Yeah, guarded. Lucid Delusion says, I feel like I could have some fancy clothes made there. That's right. This is a really amazing space. So much to see. Just get lost here. You can kind of maybe imagine how the different shopkeepers live here. What does it like to be here day to day? Joanna Bell with the 7-month resub. Thank you so much. Thank you for your continued support. Keep using all the spicy moo emotes. Make everything say moo. Big hype. Collector says, you just know that this gorgeous city is hiding a seedy underbelly, though. maybe you can think about that however you want. What keeps this place running? Okay, so that was Glassed's Lynchel Grand Manor. Completely changed to look like Venice. It's incredible what you can do with all those structural pieces. Okay, thank you, Glassed, again. Okay, we'll continue along. Just 2 homes left. I'll go to Lashora's Gallery of Matisse. We'll see how this is. I wonder if it'll be anything like Danielder. Danielder did a Matisse kind of artist retreat gallery as well, so might be similar. Or, given what it is, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a lot different. Joanna Bell says, looks like a portion of Venice was built, slim streets, etc. Yeah, all the good stuff. Really good use of like the shutters and everything, just to kind of like give a sense that there's a lot going on there. A really busy place. Okay, so we have Lushora's. Call this a Gallery of Matisse. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign this guest journal. See, a lot of other people have been here. Okay, so kind of closing this off with the walls, so don't go too crazy exploring it. I appreciate that. Okay, so we have a gallery. It seems like I see these stairways going up to these wings. Let's start there. So a gallery. We are painting. It's a weird combination. Oh, Italy with the with the cheer walls. Thank you, Italy. I'm getting a bit of an abstract art type of a gallery sense with this. So we have the carcass here, but what do we have within the carcass? We have the sweet rolls. It's modern art. Yes, it's going to be a bit interpretive. How do you juxtaposition things so that they maybe speak to you? The sweet rolls within the carcass. Nearly want to go get them, but then you think of how gross it would be. Did the animal die to the sweet rolls? Is this supposed to be a human? Does this represent you? Or me? The sweet rolls, the sweet rolls. I see these wedding lanterns, and the way that they are, I kind of imagine them being lifted up like displaying a meal. A fancy meal, yet it brings death. Adding interesting elements up here with the curved retaining walls too. I don't quite know what that's really supposed to signify. It might signify something. It might not. I think this is good. This is perfect. I love it. Let's go to the other one. I'm gonna guess that there's more gallery modern art at the other side. Everybody says this whole build was modern art, and it pissed me off just like a modern art museum. So major props. See, here's the thing: is that you don't know, or that's the thing is maybe the artist doesn't know either. You don't have to try to guess what the artist was doing. You can just kind of maybe enjoy the way it looks. Or not. Maybe it makes you angry, and maybe that's a good thing. Kind of capturing some emotion, evoking some emotion. Dubat says, listen, getting any kind of reaction is what modern art is all about. There you go. There we go. Trying to get a sense of what this place is. It feels a little gift shoppy with the merchant there and a couple things, but not entirely sure. Oh, it's a clever way of using this fire pit, putting it into the wall so that you just have kind of like a single weapon on display, in a way. Vizion says, need someone who does this on console. Oh, I'd like to do it. If you support me on Patreon, if I eventually get enough Patreon support, I'll branch out to console as well. Okay, I could just go back into the home from here, but I think the best thing to do is going to be to go in through the main door, so let me do that. Okay, and we'll continue to explore. Art is in the eye homes. Let's see, we see more retaining wall art. You can kind of get a sense of this. The way that these line up, maybe the way they look like eyes, maybe. Or arms, or something. It's going to be very interpretive, I believe. Maybe they nearly look like weapons. Maybe it's intimidating, though this has more of a kind of like a Japanese arch type of a feel, so that would be a bit more calming, hopefully. Okay, so we have total modern art display here. We have a statue. Normally this is flat, so putting it upright makes it look a little interesting. It's not really designed to look like that. It has a bit of an unnatural stance this way. Everybody doesn't like it. That's good. What does it mean? What do these protruding things out the wall mean? Is there a significance to the number 5? We have a basin below. Is it capturing the things that are coming down from this? It's all very fun. It's all very fun. If you want to really release your inner artist with kind of modern art sense, I think ESO housing is a good way of doing that. We have an upside down fireplace. What does it mean? What does it mean to you? It's not behaving the way you expect it to behave. Instead of lanterns hanging off of the lampposts, we have canisters. Why? Why do we have a barrel there? I hope this speaks to you. More art. Chair art. I was just using the backs of some chairs. Dubat says, the thing about modern art is that it's not supposed to look like anything. It's supposed to evoke reactions and make you ask questions about what art even is, etc. Like a banana. We have some sort of a mushroom display. It's like a veil. Yet we see that bear skull up above. Makes you wonder what's going to be in this gazebo. Is it going to be gruesome? Look at it from a different angle, but no, we have new life springing up. So maybe out of all the blood and death and labor, we have new life springing up. And that's the thing, is maybe you're not supposed to figure out what it's supposed to be, because maybe it's not anything. Again, more of these retaining walls and interesting orientations. The symmetry of it on this one. And more displays. Big circles of color, kind of capturing nature here. Miss Stormy says, I bought this house and just got started decorating it. How fun. Everyone says, don't get me wrong, this house is amazing for the sheer reason of making me feel so passionately. I hit the nail on the head. Lucid says, I'm disappointed no one put a banana on the wall. I think it was a little late. Let's see, more art on the other side. We have plaques. We have the trophies, though they're blank. Maybe awaiting to be filled with color. Or maybe it says something about the emptiness of what can be put on it. Very blue, very blue. More emptiness and shapes. I love it, I love it. Simple bathtub with a skull. I think you're going to see a lot of skull imagery in a modern art exhibit, right? Kind of making you think about life and death. I think that tends to be a pretty common theme. The vertical moon pie has a bit of a moon pie vibe to it. I don't know, it looks dangerous. Kind of playing off of dark and light elements. Okay, and fun things. I love it. The statuettes. One is undisturbed, all the others scattered about. Are they scattered about purposefully? Is it randomness? Is it chaos? Is it things rising out above chaos? Is it the vanquished beneath? Is it friends beneath? Oh, a little bit of a... maybe... You can't go in. Don't want to go disturb this because this isn't random at all. You wouldn't want to touch anything. Everything here is perfectly displayed as it's meant to. Which is total... with total chaos again, right? Again, we have the skulls. Yeah, definitely don't want to go touch anything. This is the most valuable display in the gallery. Continuing up above, we have kind of more colorful art using visual effects. Though this itself might not be, displaying this piece and this piece and this piece, and maybe it's just showing, maybe this whole thing, the way that they are oriented is itself its own gallery piece. This is just one artistic piece. How do the colors play off each other? Do they tell a story? I don't know, or maybe this is just the storage room, because we're up above now, so maybe we're just in the storage of this, but I think that there's more artistic elements going on here. Yes, we have more. Loopop says hello, good to see ya. I have all the gold and all the treasure, and it's burning. More death imagery. So bright. More up above there too. We'll end up there. We have the hand reaching for the key, but is it too late? So many great things. Just make you wonder. This has a little bit of a kind of sundial vibe to it. Maybe it catches the light here from the window, and maybe it only really reveals itself during the winter solstice. Something like that. The theme is art is in the eye, so artistic types of houses. We've seen lots of different takes on this. Just rocks. So we have a very interpretive modern art display. This is from Lushora. We've been exploring this. This will be the last one. We have the rocks. Oh, I don't think I ought to climb up on the rocks. I think they are the display. I'll go up anyway. Maybe we'll get a good perspective from up here. You see a simple meal with a biscuit. And maybe from here, you're looking down at everything. Okay, if you want to get angry at art, come over to Lushora's place on PCNA. Or I hope this was fun. I think it was fun. I'm not an art critic or anything, so this is great. Okay, now that's the thing. Art is in the eye. I think this really gets the theme really well. Okay, last up will be Wednesday mornings, Wraith Home. I saw on DDA's Discord that they said a little bit of their backstory. They said it was inspired by Daedric Prince Vermina and what a stroll through her nightmare realm, the Quagmire, might be like. Okay, so here we go. The Quagmire. This will be our final one, and then we'll do a giveaway for Twitch chat at the end too. And then we'll wrap up. Everybody says, make sure you don't have Featherfall turned off. I don't think I do. So, ooh, a bit of a homage to Vermina, the Quagmire. Not very familiar at all with Vermina. I don't think she's really been part of the ESO storylines. Okay, so we have Vermina, very blue, kind of the Quagmire realm. Can I smash this orb? I want to smash this orb. I can smash the orb. There's nothing in the orb. This very well might be the entire home, just in this one area, would be my guess. Or not. Oh, it continues. The quagmire continues. I have fallen through. So that was just the entrance. I thought that could have very well just been it. Those orbs were from the luxury vendor ways back. We have all the snakes. Oh wow, there's like a lot here. How did they change all of this? This looks not like Wraithholm. Okay, so Vermina is being kind of worshipped by the snakes. They kind of lead to her. They follow her. Very type of artsy sense here. Okay, continuing through. I'm a little worried. We have portals. We have trapped souls. Oh no. Oh wow. A little grim. Can I go up? Continuing through. It's raining beds. Vermina's favorite Disney film is Bedknobs and Broomsticks. I don't think that's a reference. The Quagmire. Oh no, I'm stuck. Oh, I can continue through. This way, I see. Through all the spiders. Ah, that's so creepy. The creepy Veldrith creature. Ah, super creepy Veldrith creature. Okay, continuing up through. Got a feeling Vermina isn't very much well liked. She's a little bit of more of like a dark prince. But they all have their followers. Each of them do. Hey, up and out. You have destruction. You see the story in this house? Maybe there's progression here. Maybe this does tell a story of sorts. So we kind of have the shops and the homes being ransacked, set ablaze. Very disruptive here. Looks like a bucket was trying to put out the fire, but they were unsuccessful. Lucid says, "This is a cool house." Yeah, I've spoken. Okay, the Quagmire. And is this Vermina? This is very creepy. It's very creepy. Kind of the snaky tongue going on. Or maybe just a Vermina-esque beast. Imagi says this is really cool and very representative of what Quagmire could look like. I see a big hole. Oh no, I don't wanna. I think the only way to continue is to fall. Okay, so fall I shall. Uh-oh. I'm bouncing everywhere. Oh, I didn't die. Oh, Vermina bless. Okay, continuing into the Wraithholm. We have cages. We have mushrooms. We have swampiness. We have some sort of like a swamp witch. It's really creepy here. The Quagmire swamp. Just kind of the layout of this place is really well done. We have a raft. I like that the raft has a little paddle here. Looks like we're supposed to go follow the direction of the raft. So blue here. Everything is blue. We have monsters and portals and swamp creatures. Really repurposing a lot of these furnishings. And this very well might be about the end. I don't know. I don't see anywhere else to get to, so poke around. This might be the end. Maybe there's a way through? I don't see a way through. Wait, maybe through here. Maybe... I see a little... maybe what might be a gap? I don't know. No, I think this is the end. In any case, I'm stuck. Oh no. Oh no. Art will be the end of me, apparently. Okay, we'll end in a blue state. Or maybe I missed half the house. I'll have to come revisit if I did, I suppose. Okay, so we'll wrap up here. So these have been Art is in the Eye Homes from the Divine Design Alliance Guild. Thank you everybody from DDA Guild leadership and the amazing decorators that made these artsy homes. They were really fun, and if you're in DDA, you can still vote this week. Just get your votes into Woobin as to who you think did a good job. That will be good. Okay, so this has been really fun, and this was streamed live at twitch.tv/jhartellis, so you can follow me there if you're not. And I'm uploading this to YouTube, so you can subscribe to me on YouTube. We do lots of tours like this and have lots of fun, especially with housing in ESO. So lots you can do there. And I'm looking forward to more upcoming tours and contests, and we'll see more. We'll see more. And I hope this has been inspirational, and you can do so much with housing and ESO. So enjoy it and stay spicy. Moo.